I've been overthinking this entire thing because I am an overthinker. Let's make this very simple. What I want to do, in the simplest terms, is to have a conversation about fitness that is centered within the context of our present day society. Was that a simple way to say that? Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Let me tell you what this is not. This is not me providing you with workouts. This is not a get fit quick scheme. This is not diet recommendations. And this is not me trying to sell you anything, because I don't have anything to sell you. I don't make anything. This is me taking you along a little bit of a journey. I'm thinking it's about to be 2.5 to 3 months long, of workouts and looking at nutrition a little bit differently, but actually very much interrogating our present day way of talking about health and fitness while in it, if that makes sense. Let me tell you how this all came about. So this came about because, one, I love working out. I like to say I'm a fitness girly. The gym is one of the few places that exist where I am able to shut off my brain and just be present in my own body. And I love that about it. Two, I feel like I'm at a place where I've plateaued in my workouts. The last time that I had a trainer was over a year ago. I've just been remixing those workouts, but I can see with how my body is now responding that I need to either have a new set of workouts and routine or take it to a next level, and then I'm gonna need help outside of myself in order to do that. And number three is just the conversation that's been happening around bodies, specifically women's bodies, and thinness, and what the ideal is and how that is achieved. All of those things, those three things together, are what brought me to this current series idea thing that I'm doing. Maybe you don't even know what I'm talking about, so let me bring you into the conversation a little.
Let's finally talk about the obsession and fascination that people have with women's bodies in our society.
Most of the famous women on your feed have visibly changed shape over the last 2 years. The language used to describe it has been consistent, healthy, disciplined, transformed. The word that kept appearing in coverage of the Cannes red carpet this month was toned. I posted about it and a lot of you agreed, but I want to go somewhere that reel didn't. Because toned isn't a slip, it's a deliberate choice, and it's doing something specific. When a culture spends decades telling you that thinness is both a virtue and a requirement.
A little test to see if you need to watch your weight. If you can pinch more than an inch, you probably do, and I did.
I bet I know what you're having for breakfast.
And then a drug arrives that makes it achievable.
34 pounds down on GLP-1s.
Using that drug is the logical conclusion of that culture. The argument worth having is with the culture, not the women inside it.
I am concerned about the amount of fat phobia and internalized fat phobia that I am seeing currently in our culture, in our society. There are people who are celebrities and influencers who are losing a lot of weight. And I've seen the effects on young people because of that. But I will say this, there is a difference between losing weight and being visibly underweight and it not being healthy.
So I was too big then. Let's fast forward now. I got the surgery. As a little time went on, I was then too skinny. I kept making my hauls. I kept doing the same thing I always did, the same content I've always did, but people were like, oh, this doesn't hit the same because you're too skinny.
The wellness industry, the fashion industry, all of them are built on a very profitable fiction, that thinness is the natural result of effort, discipline, and virtue.
No diet in the world will help you lose weight until you do one thing: control your appetite.
So what I wanted to do was take a real look at what it takes to be this ideal that they have set in front of us. How much real time it actually takes, how much real money it actually takes, how much real effort it takes, as opposed to when celebrities get questioned about it and they're just like, yeah, I do like Pilates 5 days a week and that's how we got here. No, honey, that is a lot of cardio and a private chef and some really restrictive eating on top of it. And you're not being honest about any of it. I want to be honest about this. I want to talk to experts about this and have a real kind of conversation about whether or not that should even be the thing that you're striving for and what it means to be striving for it. I have Taylor Beebe, who is a trainer, a nutritionist, a USAPL national qualifier, and a kettlebell expert, and she's going to be my nutritionist. And I also have Samantha Dirks, Sam, who is a Nike trainer. She has a Bachelor of Science in food, nutrition dietetics, and food science. And she's also an Olympian, and she will be my trainer. I want to do these workouts and nutrition sessions alongside a real conversation about women's bodies, more specifically Black women's bodies, and their interpretation and placement within this conversation. I also want to talk about the role of location for how our bodies are interpreted, accepted, or rejected. I think we all know that there is a very different aesthetic that a Black woman can have in LA versus in Atlanta. And there are reasons behind that. And I also want to talk about the fact that we are, as Black women, combating a system that actively wants us to be the antithesis of the beauty standard, while said beauty standard steals things from us. What about that? I feel like we are aware that we are in the matrix, but we can't get outside of it, and we also can't help but being affected by it. So while on this journey, which is about my health and wellness, I also don't want to ignore the fact that I too am influenced and affected by what's happening in the world, or what I see as being the beauty standard, even while being in a body that is on that toned athletic side. I'm still also seeing people where I'm like, why don't I look like that? How do I look like that? I want to be that. The Matrix. I hope that you're interested in it. If you're not, that's okay. It's not to be for you, but there will be things from this conversation over the next couple of months, and I'm going to let you in on it because I just find it interesting, how our society utilizes fitness and wellness as a way of differentiating class and access and money, and also control and making people feel worthy or unworthy. And that conversation, while also knowing, I think each of us also knows we want to try to have the healthiest body we can, but that doesn't mean that it aesthetically looks like what they tell us it should.